Welcome to Jacksonville, Alabama, the home of the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. The spread is ready out there. Fans are riled up, looking to go back-to-back in Conference USA. But Kennesaw State, their fans will have something to say about that. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper. Let's take a look at the Conference USA standings. You see these two teams, Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, at the top, undefeated in conference. And welcome inside Amherst Stadium alongside Super Bowl champion Rodney McLeod. I'm George Sedano. Victoria Arlen will join us in just a moment. Rod, you saw there on that graphic, these two teams undefeated at the top of the conference on a collision course for the championship game.
It's a big game tonight. The winner controls their destiny to secure a spot in the Conference USA Championship. For Kennesaw State, you have to keep the tempo up, completions, and then you have to, on Jacksonville State side, they have to control the clock, control possessions, win in the fourth quarter.
All right, now let's take a look at those scenarios that allows them to get to that Conference USA Championship. You see Kennesaw State, the easiest path of those three teams that are in the mix here. Jacksonville State follows, and then Western Kentucky. But let's talk about the folks on the field who are going to make an impact tonight to try to get there. Let's start with quarterback for Kennesaw State, Amari Odom.
Amari Odom, a gifted athlete with a big arm. His best throw is the deep pass, and it's become a weapon for this offense. In the pocket, he's strong. His ability to be able to escape pressure when it comes, and he's become a threat in the ground game, and it forces a defense to defend him on every single play.
And he loves to celebrate, as you see there. Cam Cook, he's all business, leads the FBS in rushing.
Cam Cook is the workhorse for this offense. And look, he's a patient runner. He's a runner that sets up his blocks very well, breaks through the line of scrimmage, and he's a threat on that second level. Look, he runs with a low center of gravity, meaning he's able to play through contact, make defenders miss, and that is one of his best attributes. And so a team in the NFL, this is a three-down back. They will find him as an asset on NFL Sundays.
We also have two first-time FBS head coaches here with these two squads. For more on that, let's check in with Victoria.
We've got a showdown between two of the top teams in this conference, as you mentioned, George. Both
Good evening,
coaches
gentlemen.
in their
My name is
first
Rory
year,
Bernard.
but they're looking to
My umpire,
embrace
Gavin Darr.
a game
We
like
represent
this
Conference
week for the defending conference champs, Jacksonville State. Coach Kelly, he spoke about how it's a big game because it's the next game, and this is why you sign up and come to college to play in games like this. On the Kennesaw side, Coach Mack spoke about how he sees the guys having a mindset of wanting to go out there and do something special that's never been done. He also mentioned that while it's going to be a tough game, they understand the magnitude of the game and what it's going to take to try and come out with a win, George.
All right, Victoria, yeah, if you look at it, Jerry Mack doing yeoman's work here in his first year, as is Charles Kelly in his first at Jacksonville State, taking over a team that was the Conference USA champions last year. But with Mack, he was a head coach previously at NC Central, 3 MEAC titles, Rod. And when we asked him about this Kennesaw State job, he told us, he said, I watched their film from last year. There were a lot of close losses there.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, he's quickly come on and he's made his presence felt. He's shifted the culture here. And he told us, look, I'm ahead of schedule when it comes to our goals. They're looking to, what, be bowl eligible and secure a spot as a conference champion. And right now, they're on pace to do both of those.
Yeah, and he did say that being just outside the Atlanta area as well was certainly helpful in regards to recruiting. And Charles Kelly, a longtime assistant, both for Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher at Florida State and Alabama, respectively, was at Colorado for a while with Deion Sanders as well. Year one for Coach Kelly. We asked him, you know, what did he say to his players on the way? And he said, look, you got to be crystal clear on what you want and what you want to be and what you want to accomplish. And he tells his players, can you embrace the grind? It's very process-oriented, and tells his guys, hey, we got to embrace who we are. And who are they, Rod? He says, we got to run, we got to be tough, and we got to be disciplined.
And they're all of those things. They run the ball 60% of the time, and defenders know it. But the question is, can you stop it? They pride themselves on being physical, a good tackle unit on defense, and then special teams, being ready for the moment because they won a lot of close games.
Jacksonville State won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Cody Jones is back deep for Kennesaw State. Garrison Ripa will kick it off for the Gamecocks. Davis Bryson also back there for the Owls. A battle for Conference USA supremacy. And we're off here in Jacksonville, Alabama. And that one out of bounds to start by Ripa. So a penalty to start in good field position for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, really good field position to start this game, and an error on special teams. And this is an area of the game where a team can steal a possession. And here you are right now, Kennesaw State starting with good field position.
Yeah, you mentioned this when you and I talked before the game, that special teams could play a factor here one way or another, good or bad. And already Jacksonville State starting off on the wrong foot. Amari Odom, the quarterback, they love his creativity, still working on his fundamentals. He's in the backfield with Coleman Bennett. Odom keeps, floats one to his tight end Bullock, and Bullock crosses the 40-yard line.
And that's what Odom does well. You see it right there. He gets on a move, escapability, able to make a defender miss and get the ball, dump it into the flat.
2nd and 4 after a 6-yard gain. Now here's Coleman Bennett. He's big, he's strong. And, you know, it's interesting. He gets the first down. Caleb Nix with the tackle. When they talk about Coleman Bennett, his dad, Donnell, a champion of the University of Miami, played for the Kansas City Chiefs and Washington. And they think he can be a 6 to 8 year player, Coach Mack told us, in the NFL.
Absolutely, and it's because of his work ethic and his mindset.
Odom drops back, fires, incomplete, intended for Gabriel Benyard, his #1 target. We'll call his name a ton tonight.
Yeah, Benyard, he's a weapon for this Kennesaw State offense. You'll see him lined up in a number of positions where whether he's at the X, the slot, sometimes even in the backfield. They'll look for him a lot today.
Benyard is one of those guys that will impact the game on multiple levels. Special teams, impacted obviously from the receiving position. They'll move him around. 2nd and 10 for the Owls. Bennett with the carry. Bennett swallowed up in the backfield. Emmanuel Oyabadejo was first on the scene.
Really good play by this defensive line. Oyabadejo on that play. Just really good, and they have to create more negative plays. This is going to help them a lot.
3rd and 11 here. Trips to the left. Odom in trouble. He can run for it, plenty of room. He does it, picks up the first down and then some. Slides down near the 30-yard line. A huge pickup for Amari Odom, and that's some of that creativity we referred to earlier.
Those are the off-schedule looks that come with Amari Odom. And as a defensive line, you have to be disciplined in your rush.
Odom again drops back, finds Benyard, and Benyard tossed down after a nice gain by Traquan Fagans, an 8-yard gain for Benyard.
The reason Odom was able to pick up that first down is because there was no edge as the defender rushed up the field.
Odom pulls there, has time, rips it down the middle, incomplete, intended for Christian Moss, the local kid from Kennesaw, Georgia.
A couple early drops by these wide receivers, and I believe, yes, Odom does need to get the ball up, but if it touches your hands, you have to catch it.
Big 3rd down here.
Big 3rd down. This is the time to get your athletic quarterback involved. Give him a RPO, a zone read option, and that's what I anticipate on this 3rd and short.
We saw him already make a big play, Amari Odom. Big arm, and can run it. And here he is, running it here. Tries to sneak past the line of scrimmage, not much there. Daxton Gallagher plugged up that hole. A 1-yard gain, 4th and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, I expect him to go for it, George. And you see they're bringing out an extra offensive lineman, already telling you the mindset, look, we're going forward with this in this run game.
6 offensive linemen out there. 5 of 10 on 4th down this season for the Owls. Renee Miller is the extra offensive lineman, number 77.
I expect the quarterback lead.
Fullback out there with Bullock as well. They give it to Coleman Bennett. He picks up the first down. down to the 18-yard line. Now, you and I had Kennesaw State against Louisiana Tech, and they were very successful with the 6 offensive lineman package.
It worked to perfection. It seems like they've adopted that philosophy since the last time that we've seen them even more. And look, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Chase Belcher in the backfield now, but they flip it around, and wow, Jacksonville State snuffs it out. Clayton Kopic, the true freshman, got absolutely plastered by Malcolm Jones. A loss of 6 on the play.
Way to be disciplined by Malcolm Jones. He was a rusher on the opposite side of the field, but what he did was he checked his feet. He saw the runner coming around. He made a nice tackle in the backfield.
2nd and 16 now. They give it to Kopic on the end around, finds a hole, dragging defenders, gets inside the 15 to the 13. An 11-yard gain, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5.
Kennesaw State, this is where they want to live majority of this game, 3rd and 5 and less, because it puts pressure on the defense to, again, be able to have the freedom to run or pass.
Kopic is in the backfield, along with Chase Belcher. They give it to Belcher, and Belcher swings down and gets down to the 5, picks up a 1st down. He took Walker Osteen for a ride, a 7-yard gain.
Kennesaw State doing a good job at picking up 3rd downs on this drive, and there's another conversion.
Belcher again, pushing forward, keeping his feet moving, down to the goal line. 2nd and goal for the Owls. They're going fast. Belcher, one of these young men, the coaches told us a little immature to start his career here, but he's allowed the coaches to mold him in a positive way, and you're reaping the benefits here. Belcher this time gets stuffed, but nope. Amari Odom kept it and got in the end zone for a touchdown.
Just a well-executed play by Odom, reading the in-man on the line of scrimmage. He crashes down and goes for Belcher. Guess what that tells me? To keep it, and I'll score it myself. This is the problem that he creates. It forces you as a defense to play 11-on-11 football. If you don't have anyone assigned to him, he'll do this all game.
Extra point is up and good. And Kennesaw State strikes early. Amari Odom doing everything on this drive, in the air and on the ground. 14 plays, 7 points for the Owls.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Jacksonville, Alabama. The Owls leading 7-0. And Rod, you talked about in the open about Kennesaw State's tempo with their offense. Amari Odom executing to perfection.
Absolutely, and the tempo is created when you are able to get completions, when you're able to have positive yardage. That's when it's most effective. So if you're Jacksonville State, the next time you're back out there, you have to generate more negative plays on first, second down to slow that tempo down.
Coach Mack has to be happy about that. And this one will be down for a touchback by Jalen Likely of Jacksonville State. So Caden Creel coming out as the quarterback for Jacksonville State. Creel, interesting, when we talk to the coaches about him, they say, quiet guy, leads by example, but when he's in that huddle, he's a different dude in there. He becomes the leader. There's no question that he's that guy.
Yeah, full command of the huddle, confident, he's a gamer. And you'll see him as a dual threat option. He's the definition of that based on his numbers.
We'll see a lot of running from the Gamecocks between him and Cam Cook, who leads the FBS. Play action. And there's Creel diving forward beyond the 30. Let's take a look at the impact players in this contest tonight between the two teams atop of this conference, Conference USA. For Jacksonville State, Cam Cook, as we mentioned, their tailback, and Barron Hobson, the linebacker on the defensive side for the Owls. See Cook lined up to the right of Creel, gets the toss here. Tries to get to the edge, he does, turns the corner, and out of bounds after a first down to the 42-yard line.
Cam Cook, one of the best at it when it comes to a running back position. There you see just a little hesitation, gets a defender to freeze, and he gets around the corner.
Really good job. You can see why he's such a successful player. Transfer from TCU. Cam Cook. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Cook looking for the hole patiently, makes a man miss, and then gets met at the 45-yard line. Stood up by Adam Watkins, a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 upcoming.
And this is their philosophy. Run the football, control the clock, and again, limit Kennesaw State's possessions. And when you have a running back like Cam Cook and also a dual threat option like Caden Creel, it works to perfection.
Yeah, it's certainly hard to figure out who's going to run the ball. And look, by the way, on the other side, we saw that with Odom on that touchdown there. The whole team, including the broadcaster, thought it was Belcher. They fake the toss. Creel now runs for it, dives forward to midfield, has enough for the first down. A 5-yard gain.
They force you as a defense to really play assignment sound football, the way that they structure their runs. You know, whether or not, look, we're going to hand it to Cam or we're going to keep it with Creel, you have to have someone assigned to them. And so let's see how Kennesaw State responds over the course of this game.
2 receivers to each side. The toss to Cook. And Cook gets to the 45. We'll actually mark him at the 45. For a moment, the official was going backwards a yard, but it's a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 upcoming. Cam Cook, 1,174 yards this season, 12 touchdowns, again, leads the FBS.
And right now, Jack State is right on schedule, 2nd and 5. This is where you want to live all game.
Creel drops back. Gonna take off, dives forward. 3rd down upcoming. What do you want to see here, Rod?
They're going to their bread and butter. They're going to run the football. They're going to put the ball in the hands of Creel and Cook.
3rd and 1. Cook up the middle, picks up the first down. Gets inside the 40, a 2-yard gain. Both these teams' offenses really moving with ease at the moment.
Yep, and that's because, again, Jacksonville State, they're doing a good job on 1st, 2nd down, allowing them to move at a fast break tempo.
The Owls wrap up Creel, but multiple flags on the field. Cody Jones on a safety blitz. We'll see what the marker is about.
May remain in the game due to the helmet coming off as a result of a foul.
So a face mask on Cody Jones, and that will move the ball inside the 25.
Yeah,
So, sorry, Rod, go ahead.
No, that left hand just got right there in the face mask, and a costly penalty.
Jacksonville State goes to the air for the first time. It's Recksteiner on a wide receiver screen inside the red zone, down to the 18-yard line. A 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 upcoming. And Recksteiner walking off gingerly. He had been dealing with an injury coming into this one.
Yeah, their best wide receiver is Recksteiner.
And Jericho Washington Jr. of Kennesaw State, their best corner, is down at the moment as well.
Tough blows for both teams right now, losing some of their better players, or at least right now just injured for the moment, I should say.
You see the trainers, Jericho on his feet. It's a good sign. Jericho, a former walk-on, preseason all-conference. And there's Recksteiner with a smile on his face, so hopefully that's a good sign too. But you see him flexing his arm. He was dealing with an arm injury coming into this contest.
Yeah, Recksteiner, he's one of the bigger wide receivers, 6'2", 225. They like to put him in those positions where they get him the ball on the perimeter from screens or in those one-on-one matchups on the outside.
For Jericho Washington Jr., Tavion Lawson, the true freshman, number 17, checking in for Kennesaw State. 2nd and 4, Creel. Pressure coming up the middle, flushed out, now he's gonna run for it. Picks up the first down and then some, dives towards the end zone for a touchdown. An 18-yard score, and the Gamecocks strike back.
And this has been the theme of this entire drive. It's Creel. When he drops back, every single time there's been available lanes open to him, and he's picked up positive yardage on all of them. And this one converts now into a touchdown. You see, this is one of the most disruptive defensive line units in this Conference USA, and they're having trouble being able to contain Creel right now.
Rippa, the extra point is up and good. Creel making magic happen. Jacksonville State has scored on 36 of 39 red zone trips this season. 92% tops in the conference. Creel adding to that total.
ESPN College Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Welcome back here to Jacksonville State, all knotted up at 7. Caden Creel with an 18-yard score, 9 plays, 75 yards, 8 rushes, 1 pass attempt on their last drive. 4 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock. Jacksonville State, at least one rush touchdown, in every game this season. And Caden Creel picks that one up for him. Kickoff here by Ripa. The return here by Jones. And Jones wrapped up at the 10. Good defense there by the special teams unit. Good tackling, rather.
Really good tackling. And Coach Kelly talked about his kickoff unit he believes is one of the best in the nation and is a weapon for the special teams unit.
R.J. Rayner with that tackle. You see him getting the love from his team. So Amari Odom and company will come back out. Amari Odom, a long-standing relationship with Coach Kelly, has known him since he was 11 or 12 years old when Coach Kelly was at NC Central as the head coach football there. Amari's mom was the head women's basketball coach. They hand it off here. Pick up a decent chunk of change, 3 yards. It is 2nd and 7 upcoming.
Yeah, Diggs, he's a change of pace running back. You'll see Kennesaw State run with 3 running backs. Bennett, Diggs, Belcher, they all get touches, and they all are impactful in this ground game.
And they got 2 backs back there, Coleman Bennett and Diggs. Diggs flaring out, Odom right up the gut with blocking too, and slides down after picking up the first down at the 26-yard line, a 12-yard gain. Good block there by the left guard, Brandon Best.
And just a well-designed play here. Quarterback draw with good lead blockers out in front, allowing them to pick up the first down.
Odom, play action all day, takes a deep shot, complete in Gamecock territory to Christian Moss. A first down for the Owls, a 27-yard gain.
The play action pass is now a threat because KSU's done a good job at running the football, so everybody now comes up, leaving room and space on the outside in the middle of the field.
Quick toss to Clayton Kopic. Picks up 6 yards. There's that last play there. Good concentration, to your point, Rod, by Moss. Diggs this time, knifing through the defense, picks up a first down as he gets to the 34-yard line.
Jack State defense, they have to do a better job on first down at slowing this tempo down.
A 7-yard gain there. Now Odom throws on the run, complete over the middle to Kopic, the true freshman. Ball is out, but they're going to rule him down. Malcolm Jones recovered it initially, but another first down for the Owls.
And as you see, George, the defensive line is running off a complete line change, and I'm seeing even some of the linebackers come off, Walker Onstein in particular. And again, that just tells you the speed in which KSU operates is becoming a challenge for this defense.
They're certainly going fast. There's no doubt about that. That is their weapon on offense, particularly with Odom at the helm. They hand it off. It's Diggs again, and he takes a big hit inside the 15 at the 14. Kari Bendoff, the true freshman, after the first down carry, or excuse me, the long carry on first down, gets the hit. Odom back to the air on 2nd and short, and that one through the hands of his intended target. Javon Rogers, Caleb Nix right there to make a play. It'll be 3rd and short.
And I expect, again, get Odom on the move here to pick up this first down or put you in position to go for it on the 4th down if you're unfortunate.
Three receivers out there. Got a fullback, Gerard Bullock, the tight end. Kopic in motion. They hand it off to Bennett. Bennett dragging defenders and getting inside the 10 for a first down. Down to the 9. 5-yard gain. Bennett coming into this contest. Nearly 500 yards on the ground. Bennett gets another carry. Busted to the outside, a flag on the play, gets it to the end zone for a touchdown, but we'll see what the laundry's about. It's in the area of holding.
Holding. Offense. Number 17. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that is Gerard Bullock, the graduate at tight end from Nashville, Tennessee. A self-inflicted wound there.
And if you're Jack State, you'll take it. You got to take advantage of this now. You have Kennesaw State now backed up.
So it's first and goal from the 19. Odom lays one out to the end zone. Incomplete. Benyard could not haul it in. Tried to go upstairs. Tyron Taylor in coverage.
I would love to see Odom throw that ball sooner because Benyard had a few steps on the defender. If he throws it there early, he's able to now run underneath it, but he ran out of space.
And that's part of the maturation process that they talk about with Amari Odom.
Correct. It's about, again, timing and anticipation, seeing it, and that's something that he's going to continue to work on.
Odom 5 of 9, 58 yards through the air. They hand it off to Belcher up the middle, bounces off a defender, and gets inside the 15 to the 13. Walker Osteen brought him down after a 6-yard gain. It'll be third down upcoming. Third and goal from the 13.
This is big for Jack State defense right now. You have to come away with this third down stop. I'm expecting them to send pressure at Odom, but they have to be disciplined when they rush.
12th play of the drive. Belcher flares out. Odom, a lane to run, dives forward, gets to the 11-yard line. Isaac Walker plugged up the hole, and the field goal unit should be coming out for the Owls.
Really good job right there by the defense. Look, they hurt themselves, they backed themselves up. We're going to take advantage of it, and they did that.
Britton Williams, 6 of 10 this season. A 29-yard attempt. Has not attempted one from this range this season. Oh, did he not get it? He did not. And Jacksonville State dodges a bullet. Another self-inflicted wound on this drive for the Owls.
It will hurt you every time. You can't do it, and just an unfortunate miss, an opportunity by Kennesaw State.
Well, it's been an interesting first quarter to say the least. Kennesaw State moving down the field for a second drive, but some miscues cost them a big hold and a missed field goal attempt from 29 yards gives the Gamecocks an opportunity here before we close out the first quarter. Cam Cook in the backfield. Creel looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run and dives forward for a gain of 3. Hobson and Christopher able to corral him.
And the defense, they have to do a better job at balancing out their rush lanes. There's just too much space being created for Creel to be able to dissect and break free into the second level.
And that should do it for the first quarter. We are all knotted up at 7 apiece in the battle for the top of Conference USA. Already tons of action here in the first quarter. Second down upcoming for the Gamecocks next.
Welcome back to Jacksonville State. We've got a tie game against Kennesaw State. Speaking of Kennesaw State, all right, Coach Mack, you talk a lot about the sustainability and the confidence in your team. How would you evaluate how they're living up to all that after the first?
Yeah, gave them a play on the first drive. Defense gave them a touchdown. We talked about being a four-quarter game. We just got to constantly overcome some adversity. That's part of playing football. Like, we had a situation there we didn't get a great call. We felt like we should have scored a touchdown. So we got to still continue to keep playing football.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, Victoria, thank you, and Coach Mack. When we spoke to Coach Mack earlier this week. He said this opponent is going to have our attention. If you don't play for 60, they're going to hold you accountable, and the game won't be close. You got to dethrone the champs, he said. And here's Creel. Incomplete. Good play there by Caleb Offord on DeAndre Johnson. DeAndre Johnson, number 11, the wide receiver for Jack State, 6'8", a former high school basketball player. So nice job being physical with him there. 4th down, and Jacksonville State forced to punt.
It'll be a really good matchup to look at all day. Offers a really good corner for this defense. He matches up well with Johnson because of his size. I believe he got away with a holding call there. They didn't call it, but hey, on to the next play.
A soccer-style boot here. Benyard fields it and taken down immediately at the 35-yard line by Caleb Nix. You'll recognize that name. We'll be calling a lot today. The brother of Bo Nix gets them for a 1-yard loss. Eastern with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. We'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up to kickoff. And our Week 11 Monday Night Football matchup, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and the Cowboys taking on Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, and the Raiders, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. Don't forget Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Coverage kicks off with NFL Live at 3 Eastern in Las Vegas, and Scott Van Pelt, the Monday Night crew, at 6 Eastern. Run here by Belcher, a toss. Picks up the first down.
And Belcher, one of the better pass catchers out the backfield. It's just a quick swing release. He got in space quickly and picked up a good first down.
Kopic on the end around. That one sealed up quickly after a short gain by Mark Woods and Malcolm Jones. 3-yard gain.
Kopic, he's a young man that's been coming on lately for this team. Freshman, but making a lot of plays.
Belcher again on the ground. Short gain there of 1. 3rd down upcoming and 6.
Number 4, Chase Belcher on the carry. Tackled by number 99, Emmanuel.
Expecting this offense to probably go through the air on this one. 3rd and 5 situation. Lean on the hands of Binyard or Christian Moss to win a one-on-one matchup.
Two backs of the backfield, Bennett and Diggs. Diggs flares out, pressure coming in the face of Odom. He throws complete to Christian Moss for a first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. A 15-yard gain and a strike from Odom to Moss.
And Moss is a good receiver that you want to throw to across the middle of the field, just with his size and his stature. He's not afraid to go across that middle, and there he is a couple times today showing up big.
Odom on the keeper, and they drag him down from behind. Emmanuel Oyebadejo brought him down.
Oyebadejo, he's one of the more athletic guys on this defensive unit that they raved about, seeing it in winter drills, talking about his speed, his work ethic, and there he is hustling to get Odom down.
2-yard gain. A lot of substitutions for Jack State there. They fake it to Kopic. Odom gets it to Benyard inside the 10 and down near the 5. Their offensive coordinator, Mitch Militello, tells us, hey, he's not a decoy. You got to get your #1 target as many touches as possible.
Absolutely, and this is what they want to see from Odom. He anticipated this throw. He saw it and hit Benyard right in stride before the next zone defender can get to the ball.
And Bennett hit behind the line of scrimmage. Max Sanders, the true freshman from Georgia.
On the last drive, KSU, they had a self-inflicted wound that took them out of position from scoring. Here, you have a chance to redeem yourself and get points on the board.
2nd and goal. Odom looking, lofts one up. Too high for his intended target. Christian Moss. Traquan Figgins in coverage. Odom 8 of 13 for 112 yards. He wanted a flag on this one.
And he's right, George, because look, Figgins, he's a real good corner, but right there, because of the route concept, he got caught with a holding call, and it should have been a flag on the play.
3rd down and goal. Let's see what the Owls cook up here. Odom surveying. Throws one off his back foot. Intercepted in the end zone by Mark Woods. A poor decision there by Odom.
Big play by this defense again. Rising to the occasion, showing up when it matters the most. Coming up with a huge play by Mark Woods, and the pressure being applied by the defensive lineman there. And this is a problem that Odom had last week. He found himself in these positions where he wanted to play hero ball and do too much instead of just doing whatever was required. And right there, you have to throw the ball away and take the points, which is a field goal.
The famous quote Nick Saban always says, do your job. But to your point, yep, couple of interceptions last week against UTEP. 1st and 10 here for the Gamecocks. A pop pass to Recksteiner, trying to turn the corner, but the Owls snuff it out immediately. Barron Hobson right there to take him down. 5-yard loss.
Really good play just by Cody Jones, setting the edge and allowing his linebacker B-Hop to get to the ball.
2nd and 15. Cook flares out. Creel. They throw it over the middle, and it's complete to the tight end, Baldwin. He gets past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. 3rd down and 8. Creel changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to one side.
Looks like he's going to get man-to-man as well, George.
Creel drops back with time. Now steps up. Good protection. A man in his face, off his back foot. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended target, Cam Cook. Cook, certainly a guy who can run the ball. 21 receptions this season, couldn't come up with that one.
That's an unfortunate loss by Cook because he's normally a for sure handle when it comes to the receiving element of the game. But Krill, man, just a good individual performance to be able to escape the pressure and find Cook. And unfortunately, they couldn't come up with the first down.
Second straight 3-and-out for the Gamecocks. Punt here by Donaghy. And this one not a great punt, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Tie ball game at 7, a 32-yard punt because we have flags on the field. There's 2 of them near the 30-yard line.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 21. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick, first down, timeout.
That's James Siglor. Now we'll step aside. Knot it up at 7. All right, let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Goodyear. I'm guessing we'll see a few different teams there as South Florida took the loss today. You have Miami in there as the highest ranked ACC team. They put a beat down today on NC State. But remember, here's the confusion everyone has. Most people think that it's the Power 4 conferences and one group of 5 team. That's not the case. It's the highest ranked 5 conference champions. So one of the Power 4 conferences could be left out in a specific scenario. And Odom trips up in the backfield there. A loss on the play.
That's one of the few times that this defense have been able to get in the backfield to create a loss on first down, which again is just going to set them up for success on this second and third down.
4-yard loss. Odom drops back, pressure coming, throws, Kopic stabs it and gets near the sticks. Big pickup there of 12. It'll be 3rd and short, but a flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 44. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
That's Curtis Perry, the redshirt junior from Montgomery, Alabama. A transfer from Virginia Tech, getting the start today in place of Jawan Campbell, who is injured.
Yeah, just got to let him go on that play.
So it'll be an automatic first down.
First and 10 for Kennesaw State at the 43.
And the ball inside the 45. Odom takes the hit, and Bennett picks up a couple. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Let's take a look at Rod's nods for Jacksonville State. Rod, what are you looking at as far as your keys on defense?
Yeah, Jacksonville State, like we've been talking about, just controlling the tempo. How you do that is you have to create negative plays on 1st, 2nd down, and then win versus the deep shot. This is a team that likes to take their shots down the field with Christian Moss and Benyard, and you have to show up and win when your number's called.
2nd and 8. Bullock moves to the opposite end of the formation. Play action. Odom fires down the seam. Incomplete. Ball knocked out.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
Tykeem Wallace did not look like he had possession. Traquan Fagans, though, did knock it out.
And Fagans just with a really good play on the ball as he got ready to climb up the field and just got that punch out there. It's a real good play. For a second, I thought it was a fumble, but he didn't have possession.
3rd and 8 here. Good protection. Odom fires over the middle and complete to Kopic right at the marker. They'll give him the first down, an 8-yard gain.
And Kopic is showing up now in this game. Odom's finding him just on his 2nd level. There he was working against a linebacker, which isn't a favorable matchup for Jacksonville State.
Odom drops back again towards the sideline, complete to Moss. Moss taking a defender for a ride and pushed out of bounds at the 15. Caleb Nix took that ride with Moss, an 18-yard gain.
Good strong throw by Odom to get it over the zone defender and find Moss on the outside part of the field.
Diggs gets the carry here, and Diggs met after a short gain by Max Sanders, again the true freshman. 2-yard gain. Sanders, the green dot as they call him, he does all the communication on defense. You don't see that from a true freshman very often on defense.
No, but he's made the most of it, and they said he's mature beyond his years and gained the trust of his teammates, and a lot has to do with the way that he shows up on Saturdays with his defensive unit.
2nd and 8. Bullock in motion, the tight end, and flags all over the field. It'll be a false start on the Owls.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Nikola Milovac, the right tackle.
KSU finding themselves again going backwards. These red zone woes has given them trouble the past few drives. You know, holding, the result was a missed field goal. Last time you get down here, you throw a reckless interception, and now you find yourself in 2nd and long after another false start.
2 backs in the backfield, Bennett and Belcher. Kopic in motion, and more flags, another false start for the Owls.
False start. Offense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And again, another promising drive being stunted by miscues for the Owls.
And these are the little things that coaches talk about all the time. We don't find ways to beat ourselves. We have full control over knowing the snap count. And I know Coach Mack isn't happy right now. Prides himself on being a disciplined, smart team.
Belcher flares out of the backfield, play action. Odom, he's going to tuck it and run. He's got a lane and slides down at the 20-yard line. 3rd down upcoming. What are you looking for here?
Stop lead by number 12, John.
Right now, They need to make sure that they don't go backwards here. It's 3rd and long. Throw the ball out into space. Get the ball to a skilled player. Allow him to pick up the yardage with a quick throw. Don't put the ball in harm's way.
And a field goal's a win here too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do need to get
You don't
down.
have to get all of it back right now. Not at all.
They need to get down to the 5 for a first down. 3rd and 15, more whistles. Timeout.
Timeout, Kennesaw State. They're first. Media timeout.
We will take it with them. Tied up at 7, a big 3rd down upcoming on the other side. The NWSL playoffs roll on. We'll have the second semifinal matchup of the weekend. The Orlando Pride, the defending champs, against Gotham, the 2023 champs. Coverage begins tomorrow afternoon at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. The Kennesaw State fans in the house here at Jacksonville State. Kennesaw State, their 4th trip in the red zone in this one, including this drive. TD called back by holding, then a missed field goal, an interception, and then 2 false starts here. 3rd and 15. Odom trying to make something happen, loses the football and pounces back on it. Emmanuel Oyabadejo knocked it out of Odom's hands, and it's going to be a field goal attempt here for the Owls.
Again, 99 coming to play. Just effort and hustle by the young man to almost come away with another critical turnover in this red zone area.
Daniel Kinney out there to kick it. The true freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee. He's 4 of 4 this season. The kick is up and good. Splits the uprights. Let's send it down to Victoria.
Guys, you talk about Emmanuel Oyebadejo, and he was originally from the UK, George. He's standing at 6'7", weighing 295 pounds. He started playing soccer as a kid, then transitioned to basketball because he was too tall for soccer. But at the age of 18, he started medical school over at Southwest England, the University of Exeter at Southwest England. And during his 2 years there, he went to go watch his friend play on the American football team. The team very quickly recruited him. He was playing the next week, and he thought it was initially going to be something to do for fun to keep him active, and very quickly fell in love with the game. And he was supposed to play last year here at Jacksonville State. He got hurt, he rehabbed back. He actually called that rehab a blessing, and now he is a difference maker. And Coach Kelly says, it's the first time in 35 years I've had someone like him.
Yeah, Oyebadejo, it's interesting when we talk to their defensive coordinator, Brian Williams. First of all, the first words out of his mouth when it came to Oyebadejo was he's amazing, and just marveled at his measurables and how quickly he picks things up.
Real fast learner, and he's been making some plays in this ball game thus far.
And a fair catch by Jalen Likely, the tailback. So Jacksonville State, here are their first 3 drives, scored a TD, but then 2 3-and-outs, Rod.
Yeah, just been stalled the past few drives, and this is where, again, they got to put some more trust in Creel as a passer now to be able to open up that run game again. And look, he's a serviceable thrower. He runs his operation very well. He's not an elite passer, but he's fully capable.
Creel, man in motion. They hand it off. Cook squeezes through, sneaks his way past a couple of defenders, past the 30 to the 31-yard line, a 6-yard gain. What are Rod's nods for the Owls?
Yeah, the Owls, they got to play assignment sound football, particularly when it comes to the run. Because of Creel and Cook, they force you to have somebody accounted for, and then eye discipline in the back end. They'll run a number of trick plays. It's just a matter of when, and you can't go to sleep if you're a cornerback or safety.
Creel on the run, throws it. It's complete past the 45-yard line to Kalen Coombs, the 5th-year senior out of Leesburg, Virginia, transfer from FAU. First down.
Good play. Get Creel on the move and find somebody downfield in this zone.
Some positive momentum now for the Gamecocks. That's their first down since their first quarter. Cook trying to stretch it here and taken down in the backfield for a loss, a 3-yard loss on the play. Taiwan Christopher and Juandarian Silas took him down.
Just immediate penetration. And this defense, they pride themselves on being disruptive up front, and they were just that, being able to create a negative loss.
Juandarian Silas and Taiwan Christopher met at Cook. 2nd and 13, they fake it to Cook. Creel all day. Down the sideline, hits his man in stride. It's Baldwin, the tight end, and tripped up inside the 10 near the 5-yard line by Donovan Westmoreland, who saved a touchdown.
They found the matchup they wanted. Baldwin versus Westmoreland, which is a defensive end, and that is a win all day.
A 52-yard gain. They hand it off to Cook. Cook gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Caps off the drive, off the big play. The Gamecocks with the lead.
What an answer by this team. Look, we talked about it as this drive started. Get the ball to Creel and allow him to pass the football, and they walked away with 2 chunk plays because of it, and that set up that touchdown right there.
Ripa for the extra point is up and good. Here's the pass that set it up.
And you have Baldwin, and Westmoreland's just fooled. He thought Baldwin was just doing a simple block. He wheeled it up, and Creel found him down the field, and that led to the Cook touchdown. And again, just good movement by that offensive line, and they found themselves now leading this football game.
Cook is 13th touchdown of the season. For more on Cook, let's check in with Victoria.
Guys, speaking with Coach Kelly, he talked about Cam Cook and how they had finished spring practice, or they were about like 2 weeks in. He's like, I don't remember exactly, but he said he wanted his leadership team that was voted by the team, and they give out sheets for the guys to vote on who's they're going to be one of their top leaders. And Cam Cook had only been a few months in, and he got one of the highest votes, and that speaks volumes, as Coach Kelly said, to his impact and who he is as a player.
Yeah, it's interesting, Victoria. He also added that even though he was a spring transfer from a Power 4 school at TCU, he didn't want any preferential treatment. Like some guys maybe think like, hey, I'm the guy who came from a power program down and may act differently. This guy just went to work and led by example.
And he earned his stripes.
They pop this one up. Bryson will fair catch it. And the Owls will begin their drive. Jacksonville State, 2 rush TDs tonight.
First and 10 at the 25 for Kennesaw State.
And we'll see what Kennesaw State has on offense here after some challenging drives the last 2 times out, although they did manage a field goal on the last one. Bennett bounces to the outside, but a flag trailing the play. 2 flags now come in. Gets past the 40. Let's see what the laundry's about.
Holding. Offense. Number 17. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's Bullock again, the tight end, his second penalty of the game.
Yeah, just working against Nix. Nix does a good job at setting the edge, and Bullock has to let go once the runner gets outside, and there he got a handful of jersey.
Bullock cost them a touchdown earlier, although Coach Mack told Victoria he didn't think that one was a hold. But nonetheless, in the books, it'll be his second hold of the game. Diggs this time. And Diggs wrapped up by Thaxton Gallagher and company. A 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 17 upcoming.
And this defense right now, this is where you want to live. Be able to set your offense up for good field position.
2-minute timeout. 2nd and 17 for the Owls on the other side. Military folks doing their push-ups here on the touchdown from Cam Cook a few moments ago. tomorrow on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. Number 1 Houston taking on number 22 Auburn in Birmingham at 3 Eastern. Then Penny Hardaway in Memphis hosts UNLV. And at 8:30 Eastern, Miami squares off against Sunshine State rival 10th ranked Florida in Jacksonville. Should be a heck of a afternoon and evening of hoops right here on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. George Sedano, Rodney McLeod, Victoria Arlen with you here at Jacksonville State. 4-point ball game. 2nd and 17 here for the Owls. Odom flushed out and throws it. Takes a hit though near the sideline, and that's what that flag looks to be about. Curtis Perry laid a hit. Charles Kelly, the head coach, is furious with Perry as Odom was tiptoeing the sideline to get rid of it.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 44. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And that's Curtis Perry again getting the start today, Rod, because Juwan Campbell is injured.
And that's the second unnecessary roughness call on Perry. This is something you don't want to be a repeat offender of. And again, it's just late and it's uncalled for.
Yeah, Perry has picked up 2 of those today. And again, that's why you saw head coach Charles Kelly furious. It's an automatic first down. Owls pick up the blitz. He checks it down to Bullock. And Bullock gets to the 41-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play.
And that penalty is massive because it gives them a fresh set of downs.
Correct.
And you move up 15 yards.
Odom, clean pocket. Over the middle again to Bullock. And Bullock picks up the first down as he gets into Gamecock territory at the 47, a 12-yard gain.
Now this offense has found life on this drive. Just soft coverage underneath, and Odom doing a good job at checking it down.
The end around to Kopic, and Kopic clothesline there by Max Sanders. But he picks up about 5 on that one. Odom in shotgun. Play fake with time. Sideline complete. Another first down, this time to Benyard. Traquan Fagans with the big hit on Benyard, but not until he picked up the first down on a 13-yard gain.
Odom is tearing this zone apart right now. It's time for Jacksonville State defense to switch it up. Get closer to these wide receivers because he's taking advantage of it right now.
All on the 29. They hand it off. Not much up the middle by Coleman Bennett. Talon Carter, excuse me, plugged up the hole quickly.
A really good drive by Odom thus far. Just taking what the defense gives you.
2nd and 9. He checks it down. Bennett breaks a tackle and then out of bounds wisely, saving some time as they have 2 timeouts to use as well. 3rd down and short upcoming.
Again, well executed play. You had some guys down the field, but guess what? I didn't like what I saw, so I check it down to Bennett to allow him to make a defender miss, and now it's 3rd and short, and we can pick it, and they can pick this up.
3rd and 4. Under a minute to go. A shift from one side to the other. And a timeout, Jacksonville State. I think a smart timeout by the defense.
State, they're first. 30 seconds.
Good timeout by coach. Just to rally the troops, allow them to catch their breath, but also allow them to take a breath. Because again, look, this all was started by an uncalled for penalty that's now led this Kennesaw State team to be in position to put points on before the half ends.
Kennesaw State has reached the red zone in their 4 previous drives. They're knocking at the door at the moment. Two timeouts for Kennesaw. Is this 4-down territory?
I believe so, because you have the offensive line, want the best in the conference on this team, and so they rely heavily on them. So 3rd and 5, let's see if we can pick it up, but if not, 4th and 1, we're going for it.
50 seconds, 5-0, thank you.
Clock here in the stadium did not have 50 seconds. It's now set. 3rd down and 4. Kopic in motion. Odom rolls, fires, intercepted by Caleb Nix. A poor throw there by Odom, and Nix read it the whole way and taken down at the 35-yard line. Nix last week had a 93-yard interception return for a touchdown. He's had 2 returns this year for a touchdown, 1 on a fumble, 1 on interception. He is always the right guy on the spot.
Nix is a playmaker. If I don't know any, look, he's come up time after time for this defense. But let's talk about Odom. You have the wide open running back Bennett in the flat. You decide to throw the ball across your body. You're rolling left. You're a right-handed quarterback. That's not the best throw.
5th straight game with a turnover for Nix. And Bo Nix's brother is no longer Bo Nix's brother, Rod. He's Caleb Nix. He's his own man.
He's making a name for himself in this league.
A delayed draw to Cam Cook for a short gain. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Time ticking. They do have 2 timeouts. And multiple flags fly. 3 on the field. Were you surprised by that play call? I was very surprised by that. Just a draw, but let's hear the official first before we get your thoughts.
False start. Offense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down. The false start qualifies for a 10-second runoff. However, Jack State has elected to use the timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Timeout, Jack State. They're 2nd.
So they still have 1 timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Were you surprised by the draw play? It looked like Creel was going to drop back to pass, and at the last second almost surprised Cook with the draw play.
Again, it's an aggressive defensive line unit, so probably trying to catch them up the field rushing, pick up some positive yards on the ground first.
Creel under duress, checks it down to Cook, makes a man miss, down the sideline, picks up the 1st down and then some, and out of bounds, but 2 flags, make that 3 flags, trailing the play inside the 30, back in Jacksonville State territory.
Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And that's on number 72, Nate Smith, redshirt sophomore, who's getting the start today at right tackle for the first half, because Reggie Jackson, their normal starting right tackle, is out due to targeting from last week, which you don't see very often on an offensive lineman, let alone an offensive player.
No, you don't, but Reggie Jackson has been sturdy for this offensive line, been in every snap throughout the season, so I was interested to see how they would respond in this first half without him. I'll say they've done a good job this far.
But that was a big play nullified there. Creel on the move. He's going to tuck it and run, and he picks up the 1st down. Nope, did he go out early?
Number 12, Caden Creel.
Nope, he stepped out beyond the original marker and then scooted out past it. So it'll be 3rd down and 8.
And they just brought in
Gavin Wimsatt.
Timeout.
Believe he probably maybe he has a stronger
Their 3rd and
arm
final
to be able to get
half.
into the end zone rather than Creel.
They're going to try a Hail Mary here. So you saw on that last replay, Creel stepped out a few yards before then trotting out of bounds. Good job by the officials. 3rd and 8 with 5 seconds to go. And to your point, Rod, Wimsatt is in there. He's the backup quarterback, but they use him on a ton of stuff. He's in as a wide receiver at times. Sometimes he's in at quarterback. Sometimes he's in at tailback. the senior transfer from Kentucky.
I expect the ball to go to this 3-receiver side with DeAndre Johnson right in the middle.
Wimsatt
6'8".
Launches it down the field. And it lands in the hands of Johnson off the carom of a defender for a touchdown. 62 yards. Are you kidding me? What a way to end the half. You were right, partner. Not the way that maybe we all thought they drew it up, but it got there anyway.
It did. And look, DeAndre Johnson, way to be Johnny on the spot here. But the KSU defense, this is what you talk about as a coach. When it's up, you have to bat the ball down. If not, you better catch it, because things like that happen all the time.
And a two-point conversion by Cade Cunningham, the third quarterback. He was the holder on the swinging gate play, and he converts.
That's the end of the first half.
To end the first half for Jacksonville State. Incredible momentum heading into the locker room.
Incredible indeed, and never saw this coming. But they capitalize on every second of this game, and that is the making of a great team.
15 points in the last 2 minutes and 42 seconds for Jacksonville State. And they will receive the kickoff in the second half. They deferred after winning the toss to start this one. Let's check in with Victoria downstairs.
Coach Kelly, can you just walk me through the absolute chaos we just witnessed in the last 30 seconds?
Well, the first thing is we got the turnover. We lost yardage, but when we gained some of it back, I used the last timeout, and I was like, hey, let's set up last play. We saw their safeties playing kind of shallow, and like, let's take a shot at it. And then they gave us the opportunity to get the two-point play. So it's just, you know, this game is about scoring points. You got to score points. Anytime you get a chance, you can't waste seconds. You can't waste inches on the field.
Did just that. Good luck in the next half, Coach.
Thank you.
Wow. What a way to end the half. 15 points in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Coming up at halftime, we'll send you to the studio with Kevin Connors and Trevor Maddich getting you up to date on all the action in college football this Saturday. We can't wait to get back here to Jacksonville, Alabama.
I got a problem I don't need to define. She's my reason for decline. I want love even if it's for the night.
back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper. What a first half, particularly the end of that first half. Welcome into AmFirst Stadium alongside Super Bowl champion Rodney McLeod. I'm George Sedano. 22-10 lead for the Gamecocks here over the Owls, Rod. The Gamecocks have 23 plays that they've run on offense and have 22 points. What did you make of this crazy first half?
Yeah, honestly, Kennesaw State, self-inflicted wounds have hurt them. And Jacksonville State, they've just done a good job at trusting the process, staying on course, and doing the small things right. And that's what it takes in games like these.
Let's take a look at how it all went down in the first half. Amari Odom scored the first touchdown for the Owls. Caden Creel and company. He was able to escape, dive forward for an 18-yard score. The Owls then missed a field goal after a holding penalty. And then Amari Odom, his first interception, this one in the end zone. And then a second interception to Caleb Nix. And that set up what ended up being a Hail Mary-esque type play at the end of the first half from the backup quarterback, Gavin Wimsatt, which caromed off several Owls defenders and right into DeAndre Johnson's hands for the touchdown right before the half. They also added a 2-point conversion as well. And that's how we got to 22-10. A 4-yard run by Cam Cook. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Cook here, not much. Maybe a yard. Marcus Patterson plugged that one up. 3rd and 5, Rod, for the Gamecocks.
Big third down for KSU's defense right now. The way that first half ended, you have to come out here and get a stop right now in order to change the trajectory of this game.
The Gamecocks 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Empty backfield now for Creel. He's got time, not for long though, as he's wrapped up and taken down by Tylen Dunlap, the heartbeat of that defensive line.
And one of the leaders of this defense answering the call when this team needed him. Dunlap, just a really good rush around the edge and gets a sack to create some energy and momentum for this team.
And that's exactly what they need, Rod, as you discussed earlier. They have to weather this storm that they had in the first half. And they almost get to that punt. This one being fair caught by Benyard, a short punt. And good field position for the Owls. Let's check in with Victoria, who spoke to Coach Mack of the Owls.
Speaking of weathering the storm, George, Coach Mack told me at the half, he said the message to the guys was we need to stop shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties and be able to finish in the red zone. But I asked if there'd be any adjustments that he would make in the second half. He said no, everything we're doing feels like it can work, and there is no magic peel or magic sauce. We just need to play good fundamental football, George.
Yeah, Victoria, I mean, they've gotten to the red zone pretty much every time that they've had the ball thus far, except for one drive, and that drive they were just on the outside of the red zone. Coleman Bennett on the run towards the outside. A flag comes in, though.
Tackled by number 12, Malcolm Jones. There are flags.
Holding. Offense. Number 18. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's their 7th penalty of the game.
And that's what they need to clean up, George. You need to play clean football in the second half. And the first opportunity that you have to demonstrate that, you fail. That's the difference in this ball game right now.
Clayton Kopic picks up that one. It'll be first down and 13 here because, again, the hold is from 10 yards back from where the infraction took place. Bennett again finds a seam, darts forward down to the 45-yard line. A 5-yard gain. Here are the drives for Kennesaw State. And again, every drive either in the red zone or literally just outside, inside the 25 for their last drive that ended up with that Caleb Nix interception. Diggs and Belcher in the backfield. They give it to Diggs, and not much there for Diggs. Dalen Carter again, plugging up the hole. A 1-yard gain, 3rd and 7, Rod.
No gain on the play.
Again, I'm going to talk about Kennesaw State because, look, Jacksonville State is in full control of this game. You have to come out here right now and answer the bell. And you're getting a chance right now offensively to do that on this 3rd down.
Diggs in the backfield with Odom on 3rd and 7. Odom with time, he's going to tuck it and run. Directing traffic, picks up the 1st down, and taken down inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Curtis Perry tackled him after a 16-yard gain.
Without hesitation, Odom takes it himself. He saw a lane and he attacked it.
On the ground again, Diggs, and Diggs takes some punishment inside the 35 to the 34.
Look for KSU to get back on the attack of this fast break offense when they're rushing to the line to not even give Jacksonville State a chance to recover.
Play action, pocket collapsing, Odom off his back foot, wisely throws this one out of bounds. Christian Moss in the area.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area. 3rd down.
Shane Payton Hodges and Isaac Walker with the pressure on Odom.
From the Jacksonville State defense, I'm looking at how Odom is picking up some of these 3rd downs and a lot he's doing with his legs. You might want to think about having a defender at that 2nd level to spy him when he does break contain.
3rd and 6 here. And that one might have skipped off the ground. Yep, incomplete to Clayton Kopic. And now 4th down, and the offense is staying on the field.
And they need to pick up points. And Odom, he just didn't step into that throw. And that's why it landed a yard short from his receiver.
It would be a 52-yard attempt. So they're staying on the field here in no man's land. They're 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Now 6 of 12 on 3rd downs. Diggs flares out. Clean pocket. He fires. Incomplete. Good defense there by Traquan Fagans. Knocked it away as the ball was headed right into the belly of Benyard.
That's a good-on-good play. My best corner versus your best wide receiver. And just good position by Fagans to be able to stay in phase with Benyard and then be able to come across with the pass breakup.
Turnover on downs. Jacksonville State on offense when we come back. Back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper. They're saying let Cam cook. I don't think he's had to cook today. I mean, Cam Cook, the leading rusher in FBS, 9 carries, 27 yards. But the home team still winning tonight. Doing it in other ways. The defense coming up big, and it also helps the opponent shooting themselves in the foot. They show blitz, and Cook runs right into it. They are lining up to stop him. Adam Watkins made the stop. I should add also, Rod, that Reggie Jackson, the right tackle, the starting right tackle, is back in the game. He missed the first half because he was called for targeting.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Marcus Patterson, the redshirt junior, transfer from Western Kentucky. So big first down there. 80 yards on penalties for Kennesaw State tonight so far. And we're just early into the third quarter. On the ground here with Cook on first down.
You talking, and these penalties, this is also the reason why Jacksonville State has put themselves in position, George, is because they capitalize on all of them.
They certainly have done that. They have been like an animal in the wild pouncing on its prey. Al's showing blitz. Now they back off. Cook tries to get to the edge. He turns the corner, picks up the first down, and then some. Good block there by the tight end Pearson Baldwin, who had a big catch earlier to set up a touchdown, a 12-yard gain for Cook.
Really good block by Baldwin on the outside, just straining against Barron Hobson, one of the better linebackers in this conference.
His longest run of the day, 12 yards there for Cook. Cook flares out. Creel got time. He's going to tuck it and run for it, but wrapped up near the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Elijah Hill, the true freshman, with the tackle.
Elijah Hill, one of the better rushers that they have on this defensive unit. 6.5 sacks. There, he's just in the trenches battling, comes back, swipes, and gets a good tackle on the quarterback.
You mentioned 6.5 sacks. Leads Conference USA as a freshman. Cook again stood up after a short gain. Adam Watkins and Taiwan Christopher there. And he's also the leading FBS sack leader for freshmen, but I think more impressively leading the conference as a freshman, as I mentioned a moment ago.
Very impressive. They're going to need him right now on this 3rd and 9 situation where you can pin your ears back and rush Creel. One thing that Hill does best is it's his get off.
3rd and 9. Creel gonna run for it. Huge lane. Dives forward, picks up the first down at the 20-yard line. A good block there by Bubba Grayson, his right guard. 12-yard gain.
Attacking the aggressiveness of this defensive front.
Creel to the air. Now he's going to run for it. Dives forward to the 15. Antonio Stevens brought him down. A 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 coming up.
And does Creel get tired? Because, man, he's doing a lot of work in this backfield. KSU defensive line, they're getting up the field. They're right in position, but he keeps breaking loose.
Creel, 11 carries, 69 yards. Andrew Paul in the backfield now with Creel. On 2nd down. Creel, that one batted in the air, incomplete. Donovan Westmoreland batted that one up in the air, got the deflection. 3rd down and 5 upcoming.
It's a good job at Westmoreland, just getting his hands up, mirroring the quarterback's arm. And 3rd and 5. This requires the defense to play tighter coverage. You got to play man-to-man and force Creel to be a pocket passer right now if you want to have a chance of getting off this field.
Trips receivers to one side. Gentry in motion. Creel looks his way. Fires incomplete, in and out of the hands of DeAndre Johnson, who was in the right place at the right time to end the half with that touchdown earlier in the game. Drops that one, 4th down, and the kicking unit coming out.
He saw the end zone in his sight before he caught the football. Number one objective as a receiver, catch first. And that was a well-designed play. They caught him in man-to-man. They ran a nice rub route. Get your biggest wide receiver in a slant position. He just has to catch and finish. And
he's still a player that's not a formed player as a wide receiver. Played basketball, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Didn't play much at Rutgers before he transferred. And Ripa boots this one through. And it's 25-10. (25-10) here. Jacksonville State leading Kennesaw State. Amari Odom, last week when we talked to head coach Jerry Mack, he told us he had a bit of a setback against New Mexico State, despite them winning their 7th straight game. He had 2 big interceptions, and he talked about how it's tough because you don't want to stifle his creativity, but they do need to work on his fundamentals still.
Absolutely. He's still developing as a quarterback, and one of those areas of improvement are his mechanics in the pocket, being able to match the footwork with the route concept, stepping into throws, and you see glimpses of it, but it's not as consistent. And so some of those woes and lapses last week that hurt them, they were able to overcome with a victory. Tonight, it's cost them a couple times in the red zone from possibly either leading this game or being in closer position than they are now.
Yeah, they should at least be in closer position for sure. Kickoff here through the end zone. So Amari Odom and company will get another shot at this. There's still plenty of time in this game with just under 7 minutes to go in the third.
Plenty of time, and this was one thing that Coach Mack also talked about is, man, we got to weather the storm. We have to stay the course and see things through all the way and play 60 minutes of football. You can't expect everything to be perfect, and right now they haven't been. And so how are you going to respond in this moment?
Odom rushing yards in the first quarter, 40. Since then, only 12, and he's 14 of 25, 176 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, as we showed you earlier. They're on the ground, big hole there by Belcher. And he gets into Gamecock territory. Big first down right out of the gate.
Big first down, and it's time to lean on the best offensive line in your conference versus one of the weaker defensive line units by rushing the football.
They do it again, back on the ground for Belcher. And he picks up a nice chunk of change there. Picks up 4. They're going fast here, 2nd and 6. Belcher has a ton of speed. He's caught passes out of the backfield for touchdowns as well. Play action for Odom. Back to the air. Finds Benyard. He threads the needle there, and a big first down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 26-yard gain.
And those are the throws that you want to see from him. Stand in the pocket strong and deliver a missile down the middle of the field.
Back to the ground for Belcher. Belcher trying to squeeze through. Picks up about 8 yards there down to the 10. 2nd and 2, and now the offense has got its rhythm again.
Yeah, Jordan, but this is where they've gone backwards throughout the game, right in this area of the field. And so right now, it's time to punch it in. It's time to learn from your first half mistakes and do better right now.
You see Odom changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Kopic and Bennett in the backfield. Kopic flares out, they give it to Bennett. Test the outside and taken down. Trevor Woods and Traquan Fagans take him down after a 4-yard gain. Fagans having a heck of a game tonight.
He's a great cornerback for this team. He's come up a couple times today with massive pass breakups at the right time.
They give Bennett the first down. Up the middle, not much there for Bennett. Talon Carter stops him after a 2-yard gain. Carter, man, he is slippery up there up front.
He is. He's made a number of plays tonight, just working hard in the trenches. Here I want to see Odom come alive with his feet. I like something into the flat, give him a run pass option, misdirection play.
2nd and goal. Odom is going to run it. Nothing there, really. A short gain at best. It'll be 3rd and goal.
If I'm Odom, I'm anticipating this Jacksonville State defense playing man-to-man. Coaches need to draw up something that will be man, a pick, a rub route. Trust it, see it, and deliver it.
They've scored on 2 of their 5 red zone chances in this game. Normally at over 85%. Kopic in motion. They fake it to him. Odom throws. Bullock stabs it. Bullock falls though on the ground. A low pass. He couldn't regain his footing, and it's 4th down here. What do you do?
First and foremost, George, that is the play design that you wanted. Beat man-to-man. Get your man in the flat. He had him. He's got to toss it up to him. Now, I'm leaning on Odom. I'm bringing in another offensive lineman, and we're going to say, look, we're going to allow you to read the in-man on line scrimmage and make the right play.
You see some substitutions here, widespread substitutions for Jacksonville State on defense. And Jerry Mack calling timeout, running all the way down inside the 10.
Timeout, Kennesaw State.
It'll be 4th and goal. And Jerry Mack, I think,
30-second timeout.
Takes a smart timeout here, Rod, because his team looked confused. We saw Belcher run on and off the field. Odom was looking back. Time was running out. What do you talk about with your team here if you're Jerry Mack?
Execution. We practice all week for these moments right here. We didn't know when it would happen, but the time is now for everybody to do their job the way we designed it, the way that you practiced it right now. The little things matter. Details matter. Make sure your split is done properly. Make sure you know the snap count. All those things are going to come up on this play.
So 4th and goal. As big a moment as there's been in this one. showed him. Flags fly on the field. Oh, man. What a day for Kennesaw State. They are having a miserable experience out there in the red zone.
False start. Offense. Number 56. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's their 3rd false start in the red zone today, 4th overall.
George, I literally just said it. The snap, know the snap count. Get to the depth of your route. Know where you're aligned. Those are the things that win you championships, that put you in position for a championship.
Daniel Kenny. Kenny for the kick here. 26-yarder. The kick is up and good.
Kick is good. With 2:49 remaining in the third quarter.
A 2-score game. 2:49 to go in the third. And Kenny kind of hobbling off the field.
Can't give up. All back. Been too far.
Basketball schedule, 10th ranked NC State hosting number 17 TCU at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Then on the Deuce, number 22 Louisville taking on Clemson at Little John Coliseum. You can always watch both on the all-new ESPN app. George Sedano, Rodney McLeod, Victoria Arlen with you here. Jacksonville, Alabama, Jacksonville State with a 25-13 lead over Kennesaw State. A battle for the top of the standings here in Conference USA. Kennesaw State, 5 red zone trips today and only 1 touchdown, Rod.
It's disappointing. And when you look back on this game, regardless of the outcome, you're not going to be happy and pleased about that.
Let's check in with Victoria.
Because I was right by the bench during that false start, and the level of stunned and deflate that just went through that entire bench on Kennesaw. I mean, these guys are trying to say we need to stop hurting ourselves and getting in our own way, and then a couple of the guys started hyping the boys back up and saying there's still more time.
All right, Victoria, there's still time. It's a 2-score game.
A lot of time.
Yeah. Kennesaw State coming in with a 7-game win streak, tied for 5th longest streak, current streak in the country. Cam Cook in the backfield in the pistol formation. Tries to run it to the outside, and no way. Kennesaw State swarms to the ball. No gain on the play. Baron Hobson first there.
And George, there's plenty of time on this clock, as we all know. There's 2 minutes left in this third and an entire fourth. You can't panic, right? You got to just stay calm and poised in these moments and just take it one snap at a time.
They toss it to Cook this time with a head of steam. And short gain. Good job defensively by Taiwan Christopher, and again Baron Hobson, only a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6 now for the Gamecocks.
And this is where Creel has come alive for this offense. He's taking the initiative on himself and saying, look, I'm going to run for it. KSU defense, you have to be disciplined when you rush up the field. Keep contained.
The Gamecocks 3 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. And Creel has been in complete command, to your point, Rod, in these situations. Creel chased out of the pocket, fires over the middle, incomplete, dangerous pass there. A lot of white shirts in the area. Pass intended for Caleb Coombs. 5 Hamilton in coverage.
And what you saw there, George, was man on man, body on body. Everybody was in position, and the defensive line, they did their job at keeping him contained, giving the defense a chance.
The Gamecocks' 4th 3 and out of the night out of 8 drives. And Gabe Benyard is certainly a weapon back here on a kickoff return. They pop this one. Benyard has to pounce on it as there was a lot of black shirts in the area. Let's take a look at the miscues tonight for Kennesaw State. You see a missed field goal there, and that was after a holding penalty that brought back a touchdown. Amari Odom, interception into the end zone. Amari Odom on the run here. Caleb Nix, Johnny on the spot, and then a 4th down false start on a 4th and goal. It has been a rough night for the Owls offense. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. Odom, pocket collapsing, finds Bennett though for a 1st down, and then some. Bennett takes a huge hit from behind by Malcolm Jones, but not after he gets into Gamecocks territory, a 21-yard gain. Odom setting up the offense quickly. Play action. Diggs picks up the blitz. Odom rolling. Now pressure coming. Odom smartly goes out of bounds, but needed to throw that one away before he went out of bounds. It could have been worse. He thought about throwing it.
It could have, George, and those are the troubles and the things we saw last week. He's out of bounds and he tries to throw across field. That's a recipe for disaster every time.
He needed to throw it out of bounds. What sooner was my point, and yeah, it looked like he cocked back to throw it when guys were draped all over him.
The smart decisions.
2nd and 12. Diggs flares out. Play action. Plenty of time for Odom. Checks it down to Bennett. Juggles it, but catches it. And take it down at the 35. A good gain there. It'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and we'll call it a long 1. Clock is ticking. Will Odom get the playoff? He will. Sidearms one. What a move there by Javon Rogers to pick up the 1st down. Darts forward inside the 25, near the 20, a 12-yard gain. So that'll do it for 3 quarters. A 12-point lead for the Gamecocks, but the Owls are threatening.
Kennesaw State Owls 13.
by Dr. Pepper. Got a 12-point game. The Owls, though, on the verge of getting into the red zone. George Sedano, Rodney McLeod, Victoria Arlen with you here at Jacksonville State. Belcher picks up a couple of yards. Taylor Carter again making another tackle. 4-yard gain.
This is where this defense, they start to play tighter coverage down here. You see over the course of this drive, they're playing a lot of zones, so there was space underneath. Now they start to tighten up.
And more flags fly.
There are flags.
We got it.
False start. Offense, 65. 5-yard penalty, still third down. Correction, second down.
That's the 10th penalty of the night on Kennesaw State.
And the theme is it happens every time at the part of this field. It's when it's showing up the most.
Right. In the red zone, it has been just an avalanche of penalties. 2nd and 11. Odom launches, intercepted again. Walker Osteen pushed out of bounds near the 25-yard line. And Odom again, another interception, ending a drive that looked promising.
And because of that penalty, it backed him up and it forced Jacksonville State defense to play in the zone. And Osteen, you see him drop left, but then he comes back reading the eyes of Odom and makes an amazing interception. Just right where you're supposed to be, doing your job the way that they drew it up.
And you got to give Jacksonville State's defense credit here. In the first 9 games, they only had 5 interceptions. Tonight, they have 3.
Yeah, and they average a turnover a game. That's something that they do a great job at. But tonight, they have multiple.
2 tight ends out there. Cook trying to test the perimeter. A gain of about a yard. They'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Two tight ends out there now in the receiver set. Empty backfield for Creel. Throws one, and it's complete to the 29. It'll be 3rd and 1 upcoming. This one to Brock Rechsteiner, son of WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner, cousin of Bron Breakker, the Intercontinental Champ. Cam Cook up the gut, picks up the first down to the 31. There's the photo of the family. Big Papa Pump and Brock, of course. Him and Pops.
Looking identical there.
Yeah. The Steiner family, obviously a famous wrestling family.
Pops is still in the gym.
I remember when Big Papa Pump, before he was Big Papa Pump, he was the kind of the rep in Michigan and the Wolverines in the early days. It was WWF. Bron Breakker is here, by the way, I've heard tonight. Oh, a nice move there, getting Cook in motion on the jet sweep, picks up the first down past the 45-yard line. A 14-yard gain, and they've had to get creative with Cook.
And there you see him at the wide receiver position. They didn't identify where he was, and he comes in this jet motion, and he gets the ball, finds space on the outside part of the field.
Quick toss to the boundary, and plenty of room to run for DeAndre Johnson. He picks up the first down and out of bounds in Owls territory. A good block by Harrison Hamsley, the tight end. And a player down. It's Caleb Offord, the starting corner for the Owls. And you see there, he got hit pretty hard by the tight end Hamsley with the block.
Offord trying to come up to set the edge, and Hamsley comes in aggressively on the block and made a lot of contact with the head there as well.
We're going to step aside as the trainers
Timeout
are looking
for an
at
injured
it.
player. Media timeout.
Welcome back here to Jacksonville State. Very serious situation on the field. Caleb Offord, starting corner, senior from Mississippi, being attended to by both training staffs. You see his teammates on one knee. You see, again, both staffs hoping for the best here. He took a hit on a block. It looked like a helmet-to-helmet collision with the tight end Harrison Hamsley. While they're tending to him, we will step aside and hopefully have better news on the other side. We're back here at Jacksonville State. Kennesaw State cornerback, starting cornerback, Caleb Offord, down on the ground after a collision with tight end Harrison Hamsley of Jacksonville State, setting up a block. There looked to be helmet-to-helmet contact. There's Hamsley there on a knee, along with his teammates from Jacksonville State. Both teams on a knee. The officials did announce during the commercial break that they are reviewing the play, but the most important thing here now is Offord. There's a stretcher on the field. They have ripped off his jersey. His family is also on the field at the moment as well.
So many people on the knee, praying just for a positive outcome.
No question.
Colors don't matter at this point. Just about the young man that's on the ground right now.
Again, the young man, a fifth-year senior from Mississippi. Transfer from Alabama State. one of their best players on defense, and they are still tending to him. Again, you see both staffs there. We will step aside as they continue to tend to Caleb Alford. Starting quarterback Caleb Alford on the ground, being placed on the stretcher after a hit with Harrison Hamsley. The officials reviewed it in the break. Hamsley was called for targeting and ejected from the game. Alford put into an ambulance, heading to a local hospital.
Number 4, Cam Cook, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 46,
Fortunately, have to get back to action, Rod. It's just a tough spot here for everyone.
Really tough. This game, it brings us a lot of joy, and it's a beautiful sport, but those moments like that are the disheartening ones that show you the reality of this game. It's brutal. Guys put a lot on the line, and I'm just praying for Alford and his family right now.
Creel takes a deep shot. He connects with Johnson into the red zone. And Jacksonville State with a big connection there of 49 yards. Creel going fast. They give it to Cook, and Cook wrapped up by 5. Hamilton in the backfield. No gain.
And one of the first times today this offense has been able to get behind this KSU defense, and there they put themselves in real good position right now.
Creel wide open, runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 15-yard scamper. Bubba Grayson freed him up. That's Creel's second rushing touchdown of the game.
Another well-executed run play here. You see the misdirection. They bring Cook in one direction, and then you forget about Creel because you now taking your eyes out there and creating space up the middle of the field. And that's what I said at the beginning of this broadcast. It forces you to play assignment sound football when you're playing the Gamecocks because of just their skill positions on offense and the way that their run scheme is designed.
The extra point is up and good by Ripa. It's 32-13 now. Jacksonville State in complete control. 3 rushing TDs today. And they have taken full advantage of the Kennesaw miscues. And in this drive, they really just dominated on that drive and may have put this thing away.
It didn't take them long to get to the end zone. And a lot had to do with that chunk play to DeAndre Johnson. And then you come back a couple plays later and Creel scores. And again, they've now increased their lead and definitely in full control of this ball game right now because of it.
3 rushing touchdowns, as I mentioned tonight, for Jacksonville State. If you go back to the beginning of last season, they have 77 rushing touchdowns, which is the most in the nation.
They put a lot of work in the ground game. And credit to that offensive line as well. You have the best or the leading rusher in college football that you're blocking for. And the credit deserves, the offensive line deserves a lot of credit because of it.
Kickoff here for Ripa. And a return for Bryson. He is tripped up short of the 20 by Caleb Nix. For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, All-State. Dexter Williams in at quarterback now after Amari Odom's tough day out there with 3 interceptions.
And we've seen this a number of times over the course of Kennesaw State's season, where one quarterback, starts the game and another quarterback comes in to relieve them because of their performance.
Williams, more of a pure passer, makes a play with his feet there and tosses it to Bullock just past the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. You and I did a game against Louisiana Tech where Williams was, I believe, was his last start, and they won big at home.
They did, and it had a lot to do with number 5, Dexter Williams, because he was able to step up.
He steps up in the pocket there, fires to Benyard, complete, and taken down near midfield. A big first down for the Owls.
And a lot had to do with the way that he delivered the football in that ball game, and there you see him connect with Benyard. More seasoned individual, somebody who's a natural passer.
26-yard gain on that last play. This one batted down, a flag on the play. Intended for Coleman Bennett. Emmanuel Oyabadejo got
personal foul.
The tip.
Roughing the passer, blow to the head, defense, number 12. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, first down.
That's Malcolm Jones, the redshirt junior, transfer from Michigan State, a Georgia native. That's 75 yards worth of penalties for Jacksonville State. They're creeping up little by little on Kennesaw, who has 90. What'd you make of that call?
Good call. Hands directly to the face. You have to lower your target.
So now Williams spins out of trouble. He can run for it. He will. Breaks another tackle and heads out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Missed tackle there by Oyabadejo. And somehow gains 4 yards. That's an exciting 4-yard play.
Yeah, he's not as athletic as Odom, but he does have some juice himself and an escape ability. And you see him wisely, instead of forcing it down the field, just picking up some positive yards and moving on to the next play. Those are the things that work well for him when we saw him at Louisiana Tech.
Again, an experienced player, as you mentioned, transfer from Indiana and Georgia Southern. Play fake there with time, fires complete to Rogers, and Rogers taken down inside the 10. And all of a sudden, the Owls moving with ease. Time is not their friend, but in the red zone again, and goal to goal for the Owls. Bennett on the ground, and Bennett taken down. What a play there by the true freshman, Max Sanders.
Really good play. But this is where they're going to rely heavily on Dexter Williams, his experience, his decision-making, an area where Odom has failed them over the course of this game.
Williams with time. Fade, incomplete. Intended for Christian Moss. Traquan Fagans, again in coverage. Done an excellent job tonight for the Gamecocks.
Really good coverage. Just good technique. You know, facing the receiver out, playing the ball, looking back.
Third down here, Rod.
Third down indeed. Dexter Williams, this is why we brought you into the game. We trust in your passing ability and decision making. It's in your hands right now.
The Owls don't need field goals, they need touchdowns to get back in this. To the end zone, almost intercepted. Traquan Fagans couldn't come up with it, but that's because Benyard played quarterback on that play and knocked it out.
He did. That was a good play by Benyard, because that would have been another interception in the red zone.
Fourth down here, what do you want to see?
I want to see them be able to set up something for Benyard. Christian Moss, go to the backside here. You have
We'll see what happens now with Williams. In the gun. Fade again to the end zone. Touchdown! Wow! What a catch by the true freshman, Clayton Kopic. His third touchdown of the season. They'll review it to see if he got a foot down. Malcolm Jones in coverage.
Good ball placement by Dexter Williams. He threw it to where only his receiver can catch it. Just a great catch by Kopic, catching it and getting the foot down.
That's a touchdown, and they're lining up for two.
The ruling on the field was a completed catch for a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
It looked to me like he had a foot down pretty easily on that play, but they'll check it out. Now, here's the logic here. At the moment, it's a 13-point game. If they get a two-point conversion, it's a touchdown, a two-point conversion, and a field goal away from tying. Like they're playing the math game here based on the two-point attempt. But one more look here. His foot is down. Does he have the ball, and does he survive the ground?
Looks like it may have came out at the end there slightly as he got ready to roll over. But other than that, I don't see anything that maybe would cause them to call this call differently.
After review, the ruling on the field of a catch for a touchdown is upheld.
Yep. So there it is. So he did survive the ground. I mean, he still had the hand underneath it as he rolled over, and then when you saw on top, it was on top of his body. He still had a firm grip on it. So a two-point conversion attempt. And listen, man, in this conference, you and I have watched a lot of these games here over the last several weeks when we've had them. Nobody's ever out of it. And we'll see what happens here on the two-point attempt. Williams on the design roll. Flips it to Bennett, and an excellent defensive play by Walker Osteen. Snuffed out the pass there, the shovel pass to Coleman Bennett. A 13-point game. Jacksonville State looking to finish it off.
ESPN College Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
brought to you by Dr. Pepper. A pair of tailbacks having a big day. One running back, one quarterback, Braxton Woodson, Alex Texa for Navy, as they held on to beat South Florida and maybe knock South Florida out of the college football playoff picture. You try an onside kick here if you're Kennesaw?
I'm kicking it away.
Okay. And they do. They listen to you. I would too. You're a Super Bowl champ. Oh, and muffed. Jacksonville State able to grab it, and they'll down him at the 4. Jalen Likely.
The ruling on the field is the receiver gave a fair catch signal and muffed the ball and recovered at the 4-yard line. It's first down at the 4-yard line, Jack State.
And that's the exact call right there. He called for a fair catch, muffed it, and then recovered it at the 4.
Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes, 52 seconds.
So this is a big play here potentially if you're Kennesaw State.
Costly error.
Thank you.
And now you have field position on your side. You have to keep them backed up right now. You know where the ball is going. It's going to number 4.
There's a flag on the field at the 29-yard line.
Delay of game. Offense.
Oh, wow.
5-yard penalty. Correction. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And the Jacksonville State players are complaining because I don't think they knew that the clock was running.
I didn't know either. And that's massive.
They hand it off to Cook. A huge hole. Picks up the first down and then some. Taken down at the 22-yard line by Jericho Washington. A 20-yard gain.
Right on cue. Give it to Cam Cook. He's the chef. He knows the recipe.
You saw the sign earlier, let Cam cook. Well, there he is. The leading rusher in FBS. 38 runs for 10 yards or more. Those are considered explosive plays. Cook again. This time caught up in a sea of humanity near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right now, George, KSU is laying out. They had no safety in the back end, nobody in the middle of the field. Everybody is sitting at the box right now. 9 guys were in the box. And here it is again. You look on the screen, there's nobody behind this second level. They're fully committed to stopping this run right now.
Oh, and a bad snap. Creel comes up with it. And he's down at the 15-yard line. Brokowski, the center, with a bad snap. Luckily for them, Creel able to come up with it. That could have been disastrous.
And one of the few errors that they've made offensively tonight, just coming at the wrong time.
3rd and 17. Creel keeps. Creel bouncing off defenders and finally taken down. A short gain, but Tavion Lawson, the true freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, Andrew Jackson High School, made the tackle, and it keeps Kennesaw State in this game.
He saved a game-saving tackle by Lawson there, because if he doesn't make it, there's room on the outside.
And they boot this one. Benyard to receive it, makes a man miss. Darting towards the sideline and out of bounds in Gamecock territory. A 43-yard punt, 11-yard return. Trevor Woods ran him out of bounds.
The first time they decided to kick it to Benyard, he makes him pay.
Earlier in the game, Caleb Alford, Rod, was taken out on a stretcher after a collision with Harrison Hamsley. And he has been taken to UAB Birmingham Medical Center. And of course, we wish him the best. Starting cornerback for the Owls. The Owls take over on offense here. Dexter Williams in at quarterback. The second string quarterback sails one, almost intercepted, intended for Davis Bryson, and Trevor Woods got some hands on it.
Trevor Woods had the ball right in his sight, just in that zone coverage, and he was open for some time. Dexter Williams didn't let it go early enough, and then he found himself with a crowded group of Gamecocks, which allowed him to throw it higher than he needed.
4 wide receivers out there. Williams connects there with Moss. Moss breaks a tackle, gets a first down. A missed tackle by Walker Osteen. 2 timeouts for Kennesaw State. They're driving here. Williams with time towards the sideline. It's complete to Kopic near the 25-yard line, enough for the first down.
And they found something with that nice scissors concept, just a late rub between Binyard and Kopic, and allowed him to get that space on the outside part of the field. But if I'm Dexter Williams right now, I'm looking at Binyard and Kopic opposite of Fagans, because he's the best cornerback that they have, and he's showing up all game. I'm going to go in a different direction.
Dexter Williams 6 of 9 since he's entered the game. Checks it down to Belcher with a full head of steam. Belcher breaking a tackle and out of bounds inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. A 12-yard gain and another first down.
And they stopped the clock, George. Time is very valuable right now, in other essence.
They did not. It looks like they marked him out inbounds, so the clock's still ticking. Williams, he's going to run for it. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does. And now the clock stops at 3:42. It'll be second down and goal. Or check that. He can get a first down at about the 3-yard line. Williams keeps. Williams gets in the end zone for a touchdown. Hold on to your seats, folks. This one's not over.
It's not over. They said they need to play 60 minutes of football, and here they are right where they need to be. They've been running this jet sweep all game with Kopic, handing it off to him. This time they decided to let Dexter Williams run it in, draw everybody to Kopic, and let Dexter Williams, the quarterback that they've called on to bring them back, he's doing that right now.
The extra point by Daniel Kinney. Low snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. 13 points in the last 4 minutes and 33 seconds for Kennesaw State. Dexter Williams making magic happen from the bench.
And that's all due to his decision-making, George. Just wisely doing whatever the defense dictates and asks of him. He's found the right wide receivers. He's put the ball in the right position and not in harm's way, and that's allowed them to get on this comeback right now and make this run.
Yeah, it's interesting. Dexter Williams, man, he is a guy who has made 3 starts this season, started the season as the starter. Amari Odom eventually took over. Him and Odom have a great relationship. I heard on the CUSA Insider podcast this week, they interviewed Amari Odom, and he talked about how Dexter has been so helpful in helping him become a better quarterback. So, you know, Amari's out there disappointed in his performance, but certainly rooting for Dexter and his team at the moment.
That's the making of a true leader, is regardless of my circumstance, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help my team win.
And Cam Cook is back there to return for the first time tonight. He gets it in the end zone and fair catches it. The 15th annual State Farm Champions Classic is Tuesday night back at MSG. Number 17 Michigan State squares off against number 9 Kentucky in our first game at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. Then we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys will break it down at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And Darren Peterson and number 25 Kansas taking on Cameron Boozer and number 7 Duke. Always a great night every year. Those two guys could be top 5 picks in the NBA draft, Peterson and Boozer. Creel on the keep, plenty of green grass, and taken down in Owls territory at the 35-yard line. Isaac Paul saves a touchdown, a 40-yard gain.
And you know why this happened, George? They don't have anybody on the third level. So that means if the defensive line and the linebackers aren't in their gap and aren't doing what they need to do, there's nobody else back there. And that's what happened on that play. Creel found a crease, he hit it, and he was out the gate.
Creel has 127 yards on the ground tonight from the quarterback position. Cook trying to break free, but taken down after a 3-yard gain. Isaac Paul and Barron Hobson brought him down 2nd and 7. And this is a big moment here in this game as well for Jacksonville State, trying to seal the deal with a 6-point lead.
It's the biggest moment right now because it does just that, George.
And the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
There's Creel, a big run to put his team in position to close this thing out. right, let's take a look around the CFP landscape as we count down to the CFP National Championship, brought to you by AT&T. These are three teams that were looking for an at-large bid. Texas lost today to Georgia. Miami with a big win. They pummeled NC State. So Vandy could slide in because of the Texas loss. We'll see how it all squares up on Tuesday with Reese and the crew. Jacksonville State, they give it to Cook. Cook with a huge haul and picks up the first down as he gets into the red zone. Down to the 18-yard line. A 14-yard gain.
Just really good job by this offensive line. It doesn't matter how many people are in the box right now. They're over there pushing, straining, and just doing a really good job creating lanes for Cook.
And you see both guys, as there's a timeout on the field, as you see both guys, Creel and Cook, have gone over 100 yards. Third time this season, Rod, they've done that.
They're a force to be reckoned with. Now, they put you in a tough position as a defense, and who do you choose to stop? You know, you lay out for Cook and Creel beats you. You go after Creel and now Cook, the leading rusher in the nation, he hurts you.
And of course, the running game has picked up between those two since Reggie Jackson, their starting right tackle, came back into the game. He missed the first half due to a targeting last week.
Absolutely.
So just under 2 minutes to go here. Kennesaw State with one timeout. Cook again pushing the pile forward. Picks up 4. His 2nd and 6 upcoming.
This all started with the long Creel run, though, George. Now, I didn't like the decision at KSU to, again, not have that third level presence. They only had 2 levels of the defense, and if any person or body is out of position, you're now vulnerable, and that's what happened on that play.
Kennesaw State calls another timeout their last. Here are the championship scenarios here. So for Kennesaw State to get into the championship game, they need to win 2 out of their last 3. And then Jacksonville State win 2 out of their last 3 with 1 win either tonight against Kennesaw State or having Western Kentucky lose out. So Jacksonville State should vault to the top of this list with a win tonight, and putting themselves in the pole position to make the championship game. Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky still fighting and vying for that 2nd spot in the Conference USA Championship game. Cook pushes forward. Short gain there.
Winner of this game is in control of their destiny.
And no timeouts again for Kennesaw State. A field goal will seal this. One would imagine a conservative play call here, knowing that the field goal could seal it. Kennesaw State showing blitz. Cook darts forward, gets down to the 10. He'll be short of the marker by a couple of yards. Clock is ticking.
Play game 2 yards.
Imagine you just let this clock bleed.
Yeah, take the delay of game penalty and then kick the field goal and call it a day.
Not even a delay. Use the timeout.
Well, you have timeouts too.
3 timeouts.
You do 1, yeah. I mean, I guess it all depends on where you want your kicker to kick it from.
Yeah.
If he feels comfortable from a certain area or whatnot, or he thinks it's better for him to be a few yards back. Because we've seen these short ones being missed. We saw one earlier today.
Yeah. Nothing is free. Nothing is guaranteed in this business.
So for, your kicker, you want him to be as comfortable as possible, whatever the distance he wants. Cook in the first half, 26 rush yards. In the second half, he's had 91. It's his 5th straight game with 100-plus yards. So a 30-second timeout for Jacksonville State. Garrison Ripa, their kicker. Was good from 32 earlier today.
Jacksonville State, they found themselves in a number of these positions the past few games, having to rely on their field goal kicker to win them the game.
27-yard attempt. Ripa is 3 of 3 from inside of 30 this season. 16 of 20 overall this season. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and it's good. 9-point ball game, 20 seconds to go. The Gamecocks. Game, set, match.
This well-executed drive by this football team. You rely on your run game to get it done. Offensive line, your best 2 players on your team, Creel and Cook, you put it in their hands to seal it. And it's capped off with a field goal to keep everything that you work for at the beginning of this season alive. And that's a championship.
Charles Kelly, got to be happy with his crew. I have a feeling these 2 teams could meet up again in the championship game.
Absolutely. I mean, again, this is what both coaches told us. They said it's going to take 60 minutes. You don't know, how things are going to necessarily play out, but what we know is we're going to have to bring our best for the entirety of the football game. And despite what's happened in that first half, KSU came crawling back, and they made it interesting. But the good teams, Jacksonville State, they close the door when they have to.
They are certainly that. They're the defending Conference USA champs for a reason. And Jerry Mack told us, you got to dethrone the champs. And tonight they did not execute well enough to dethrone the champs.
Yes. And that is the making of, this championship pedigree that already existed at this program, but even more with Charles Kelly, who owns 2 national championships himself. He knows what it takes to win football games and win them at the highest level.
Williams throws it up, and Moss drops it. That kind of signifies what we've seen tonight.
There's so many errors by this Kennesaw State team that, George, we didn't see when we saw them versus Louisiana Tech, and that's what allowed them to have so much success, is because they didn't do those things to hurt themselves.
First down there to Bryson.
Davis Bryson. First down.
Clock runs again after the first down. Reset the chains. Williams flushed out, directing traffic. Throws it up. And Caleb Nix, another interception. He kneels it, but who else? Caleb Nix. Man, what a nose for the ball that guy has.
Really turned into a playmaker for this team. And a perfect way to seal this game is in the hands of Caleb Nix, who finds the ball a lot.
Jacksonville State, their 10th straight home win, longest active streak in Conference USA, 6th lowest in the nation. Again, Jacksonville State had 5 interceptions coming in tonight, coming into this one, and then 4 total this evening alone. What an impressive display by Jacksonville State. They get the victory. As we wrap things up here in Jacksonville, the Gamecocks win 35-26, and now 1 win away from playing in the Conference USA Championship game. For my partner, Rodney McLeod, Victoria Arlen, and our entire production crew, I'm George Sedano, saying so long from Alabama. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Again, Jacksonville State victorious atop Conference USA. Good night from Jacksonville, Alabama.